recording.
That is something.
That's how we open
Yeah,
it.
he did video. I want to see mine.
That's how we open it. Is Ben saying that is something?
I love you.
What? No, our intro was Ben saying like I hit record and he said that sure is something. So that's how it opens up.
I hope his Wi-Fi didn't crash again. That'd be awful.
Somebody take a screenshot. There it is.
Oh.
Take a screenshot of us.
Oh, hi.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
You're still you can still see that freeze frame of you.
Or you're excellent at taking a freeze.
Yeah, that wasn't a Wi-Fi crash. That was just a dip. I could hear you guys the whole time.
Oh.
Oh.
Honey, I love you.
Can you see me now?
Now you're working.
Yeah, you're working.
Now you're moving.
Okay. By the way, the recording's been going this whole time. It started recording. I started recording when Ben said that sure is something.
I forget when I said that too.
Yeah. No, well,
I believe it was when he freeze.
They'll never know what. No, they'll never know what he was reacting to. He just said that sure is something, and we're never gonna explain. There may have been a conversation beforehand. There may not have been. There may have just been a bat that flew into his room. Nobody at home will ever know.
I don't know. I don't even know.
And with
You
that,
guys running around with the bat flew in my room. Anyway.
it's time to start the game. I need to open my notes. There is... There it is. Last time on the world of Titan, Ruz the Gorgon Fighter, Kettle the Tabaxi Druid, Dusty the Turtle Bard, Aroma the Kobold Monk, and Barbas the Elven Cleric all went for a bit of shopping together. The party first stopped at the newly opened Eltree's Eartifice, where the gang purchased some new magical trinkets, and Barbas briefly embarrassed the shop owner. Next, the party headed to a local clothing store to have some outfits commissioned for the upcoming Amber Peak Summit. While initially reluctant, Reld Pigstitcher eventually agreed to create outfits for the party on the condition that they tell everyone who made the outfits. To round out the night, the party returned to their tavern for some drinks, where the party bonded over some drinks, I should have proofread this, and discussed their past and hopes for the future before retiring for the night. So that was last game. So I think as we discussed, you guys wanted to do some interviews today, and you wanted to get the guild quarters built. Is that correct?
If memory serves, yes.
I believe that was the agreed.
Just so we can have multiple people with beds instead of someone having to live in a different inn.
Mm-hmm. All right. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure my audio is coming in a little bit weird for the... Why is that my only option? So, the guild hall does require you to hire another guard. So let's look at where this is in my notes. Building improvements. Basement archive guild quarters. So that's gonna be 1,000 of your guild silver, and it's gonna have 10 rooms. Now, when I say 10 rooms, your current rooms are going to be moved to the guild quarters. So really, it's gonna be plus 7 rooms because the 3 rooms are gonna be moved. But this can be expanded later on, so you can get this multiple times and get 10 more rooms, and 10 more rooms, and 10 more rooms.
Okay. We'll just build tall.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So, who do you want to interview? from your list of candidates?
Real quickly, before that though, I don't know if already paid for the you pulled out from the group fund the guild silver, so I'm trying. I currently have 3,100. I'm guessing then it's 2,100.
Yes, it should be 2,100 now.
Okay. Just
Also,
double
give
check.
me one quick second. My audio's having a little bit issues. I'm going to turn off my headphones and turn them back on.
I'm gonna wait. Oh.
All right, there we
Ooh,
go.
I really like Yeria.
I'm curious about
that
Panton.
is fixed now. Sorry, my for some reason my headphones have two audio sources for them, for like playback, and for some reason, like one of them is good audio, and then the other's like weird and crackly, and for some reason the good one wasn't available, so I needed to cycle them, and then I needed to change everything to be off of the good audio because it was running off the bad one. But
Dan,
should be fine. Yes.
question. Panton, I met him, right?
You did. He was walking out of the archive.
Okay. I knew I talked to one of the people.
Yes.
I think we met Ivan Thunderhoof already, if memory serves.
I don't think you actually did. I think you only interviewed Vincent because you decided in his interview to immediately hire him. Which, by the way, you can interview all of these people and then pick who you want.
Yep.
Definitely at least want to interview Yeria.
Yeah, Yeria really sounds cool.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
There's also, you can hire like multiple people if you want. If you want to actually hire 2 guards in addition, that's fine. There's
We
no
do have
reason
enough
not to
guild
have
silver
extra
for it.
guards. Though you also wanted to hire a blacksmith to like
Oh, that's
stay
right.
at the
Oh
guild.
yeah. Barbas needs to be a part of that interview.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good thing you're here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a little weird that the only one of the actual guild people are actually here right now.
Well, you're all part of the guild.
We're all part of the guild at this point.
At this
Yeah.
point, because we were missing
I've
2
been here.
players.
A day.
Yeah, Dustu and Kettle are seeing to their own affairs for the evening, so they
Okay.
will not be present.
So, as far as blacksmiths goes, or craftsmen, I just want to say right off the bat, I really do like. Let's see if I pronounce this correctly. Delila.
Delilah.
Is that how you say it?
Yes, Delilah.
Yeah, Delila.
Skills in basically every forge
Wordful
option and architecture.
I like my favorite is the general details.
Yeah.
At the age of 6, I forged my first stag and stabbed a boy from my class for pulling my hair. 6 years later, he asked me out. I stabbed him again. Just awesome. I will say Avarice, if I'm saying that right, does have an interesting little thing right there. Why shine when you could sparkle, darling?
Now, blacksmith is you can only have one blacksmith, so this one is a choice. The other one's just which do you want to hire first. This is one of those positions you can only have one of, though.
Well, that's why we do interviews, to see who we like better.
Yeah. So tell me who you want to interview first, or if you want to go, you can do something else first and then come back to the interviews if you want.
You guys need a chef?
No, we don't even have a kitchen.
They have a they have a chef already.
Oh.
Okay, so we're not interviewing Morgan.
It's craftsmen and guards. We could get some other ones too, but
Yes, their chef is Lasso, the emerald scale kobold.
Right,
that
yeah.
you try to avoid.
Yep.
Now hear me out. I think we should start with the guards.
Okay.
We
I'm
know
okay
we
with that.
need at least one of them for our new building.
Yep.
So let's sort that out, and then we can do the craftsman after that.
Okay, and it sounded like you guys wanted to really hear Yeria. So let's do her first, and then Panton.
It's Panton.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I saw an H there.
No, shouldn't
No, it's
be.
like Panton. Panton colors.
No, that was just me.
Or
That
Or
was
also
my-
just
that
the
was my
name
brain.
Panton.
Panton?
Yeah,
Panton.
it's not an uncommon name.
In this world.
Well, it's not uncommon in the real world either. I've met many Pantons over the course of my life.
Paytons? Or Pantons?
Who's
Panton.
who's Simon Grayash?
Simon Grayash is that someone you have in your notes?
No, it's on Panton's sheet.
Oh, they are the head of the archives.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
Ruz actually has met them before. Yeah, Ruz and Kettle, and I don't know if Dustu ever met Simon.
oh wait, isn't he from the Wild Side?
Yeah, he's a wildling.
Okay.
Stone people constructed out of the latent energies of Wild Surge.
Alright, do we want to start with the craftsman then?
I thought we
Thought
were
we
going with
started
guard.
guards.
Oh, guards first, right. Sorry.
You said you wanted to start with Yeria then?
Sure.
Okay. And for this, the idea is you do a bunch of these interviews in the same day. So you schedule them all. And also at some point, your craftsman's going to come by to lay out how, or like your construction guy, not necessarily like the craftsman, like the one you're interviewing, is going to come to tell you where the improvements are going to be made. All right. So, as you guys sit at kind of like your corner table that, Ruz, you guys have denoted for the purpose of interviewing new hires. The other two of you have not done this before, but have been giving the okay by Kettle to sit in on this one. As her and Dusty will be absent. You eventually see a snowy owl, Aarakocra woman, with kind of white feathers, but with these like specks of this kind of like icy blue, like these icy blue kind of like diamonds, in the pattern of her feathers, that are very, very faint. She walks up, not armored at all. It does not have any weapons visible. It's kind of these kind of like loose, kind of teal robes that she's wearing. As Asher directs her over towards the your guys' little side table. She walks over. Is this where the interview's happening?
Ruz nods.
Cool.
Roma looks up with wide eyes in awe.
So I'm Yeria. Nice to meet you.
Another nod.
I've not done an interview like this before. Do you need me to punch something, or I don't know how this
I
works.
suppose we didn't bring anyone to punch.
Punch me! Punch us!
Okay, let me pull open real quick.
I will say after Ruzz's warning last night, Barbas is definitely gonna be wearing his armor. At
Are you
this point,
hungover?
yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Barbas stopped remembering the rest of the night after probably about halfway through our drinking session.
So I assume Aroma walks up to her for her to punch you then.
Yes.
All right. She actually has talons rather than punching. It's her unarmed strike.
Aroma is just gonna stand there, trying to assess the physicality of the attack, not their ability to hit right now.
Okay. Does a 22 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. As you're like a good deal like smaller than her. She's a little under 6 feet. But in a kind of it's a weird strike because has a winged being. Yeria is actually very used to swooping down and hitting things from below, like swooping down and grabbing things or striking things below themselves. So they kind of like bring a like sweeping talon down and almost kind of lift you up as they slash you. You take 8 points of slashing damage. So that wasn't too hard, was it? You're okay?
That was great. That was great.
Yeah, I'm better. I'm better in the air. It's weird fighting on the ground generally.
So you fly and punch things.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make guarding a building like this difficult then?
No. I sit on the roof, watch, swoop down on anyone. It's really easy to guard a wide area from the sky.
But inside.
I can fight in buildings. I just prefer to be in the air. I can get around pretty fast. I think her movement should be faster than I have it listed here.
Can you give us a demonstration at your speed?
Do you want to go outside for that, or... There's not a lot of space in here.
Well, I think we're curious how you would do in places without a lot of space.
Okay, where do you want me to run to, then?
Ruz points up to, we have a second floor, and that's where the other rooms are, correct?
Well, it's less a second floor, more like a, almost like a balcony. Like, you have a stair that comes up, along, and then kind of like a hallway-ish balcony, and then the rooms are in the back of that.
Okay.
Which you're actually underneath where the rooms are right now. So do you want to tell her just get up to the second floor then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Ruz takes out an arrow and, shoot, do we have anyone with the mending spell? I don't want to just scuff up the place.
Do you have anyone with the mending spell?
I was gonna say, are you gonna pull a Durlin and shoot them?
No. I was gonna shoot at a location. Okay. Ruz kind of looks around and goes, "Can either of you cast something to repair?"
No.
Barbas will reply, please.
Ruz shrugs, then pulls out an arrow and shoots it at the door furthest along. I don't know which door is which.
So are you shooting at the door? The one you'd have an angle at would be the front door.
Okay, the front door of the establishment or the front door?
Front door of
On
the
the second
establishment. No, you guys don't have an angle on the second floor because you're kind of underneath where the rooms are.
All right, Ruz moves to be able to take the shot that they want.
Okay, so you'd have to move over towards like, to give you guys an idea, like you're opposite the bar, and then
Mhm.
there's like, so like the room's pretty much laid out, bar, and then like probably about like 60 feet forward from that is where like the balcony starts, and then it goes down
Okay.
like another 60 feet deep. If that makes sense.
My brain's farting on that.
It'll,
but
it'll actually, you know what? Here, I might be able to. I was gonna save this for when your guild guy comes out, but I can show you the layout. Way over in the corner.
Fantastic, actually. So where are we set up exactly?
So you would be set up. Let me zoom out so I can actually show you. You would be set up right around the corner where the forge, like the back corner where the forge and the rooms connect. You're underneath
Okay.
the rooms.
All right. So Ruz is going to I guess step past Yeria.
Okay.
To like over here and then takes a shot up there.
Okay, so you're trying to hit the door furthest over here?
Yes.
Okay. You can make this shot pretty easily enough. It's actually Derlin's room.
Fitting. Ruz looks over at Yeria, points to the arrow, and then says, "No flying. Get there as quickly as you can. However you can."
Okay. Let's see. She's slightly slower than you'd expect for a monk, walking. But she sprints using Step of the Wind. Moves about. She's 35 movement speed, dash 70, dash again, 105. So she moves 105 feet around. So gets there in about 6 seconds. Sprinting over tables, actually jumps over a couple of people.
They do that in 6 seconds?
A bit more than that. It's like around they get there and then they can sprint back down to you in 2 rounds. So about 12 seconds they get back to you with the arrow.
Okay.
I'm a lot faster flying.
Ruz gives a nod. Just wanted to see if you could do it with
To
the
give you an idea, walking she has a walking speed of 35. Flying, her flying speed is 60.
Okay.
So even if she had just flown but took that same pathing, she would have gotten there in less than a round.
Yep. I have no doubt.
I think it's more so just a test to see if you can
Yeah.
how you do without your very clear benefit if you didn't have it.
We'll have a look at how good you are.
Like, what if there was a giant chandelier of blades in the middle of the coming from the ceiling? It would be difficult to fly then, you know?
Oh,
You gotta make sure you can do all
I
that
could fly
stuff.
around it. Is it the entire ceiling?
Yes.
I just wouldn't fly all the way up to the ceiling.
Well, I mean, it's a chandelier, so it comes down.
Okay,
It makes
I
level
would
with the
fly
balcony.
just under where the chandelier is then.
But it's level with the balcony.
Okay, so I couldn't. So what you're saying is I couldn't fly. I couldn't skip the stairs then.
Well, this is just a hypothetical,
I could
so
still.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I could still fly like I could fly like a foot above the ground. It'd be faster that way for me.
Even with all the tables and chairs and people?
Yeah. I mean, I could fly like. I mean, is it like just over the like? I could fly over the chairs. I'm vertical when I fly, so I take up less space, like horizontally that way.
Okay.
I'm just curious to see your fighting style in action.
I'm definitely at a disadvantage indoors. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not, but
Well, yeah.
really good outside. I got a thick down, so I don't get cold in the winter at all. I can fly really fast, like really fast.
Is there anyone causing a ruckus in here right now, or is everyone being pretty good?
It's relatively early morning, so the excessively drunk dwarves that need to get kicked out every other weekend, they're not here yet.
Oh, well, Barbas knows that, but...
Yeah, and like, all the guys that are usually, like, assholes or, like, hit on the waitresses, none of them have showed up yet.
Okay.
If we have people that hit on the waitresses, we should ban them.
Well, that's what Vincent does.
Okay.
He bans them right through a window.
Oh, so we already have one guard in person?
Yes, a turtle.
This is for the guard for the night shift, I think.
Yeah. Well, so you need at least one guard that can work a night shift, to have the thing. But also, you could have a second guard during the day. You really only need one night shift guard, at least until you get like a much bigger establishment, like having an inn and stuff, and people spending the night. But it would not hurt to have 2 day shift guards, especially so you could give Vincent a break every now and again.
True.
It's not like as bad as when you
curious.
had no guard and you had the old man Asher having to throw everybody out. But granted, Asher could probably kick Vincent's ass, but
Probably. But this frees up Asher to not do everything.
yeah. And also, he's retired from that. He didn't get into this line of work to be fighting people.
Who's Asher?
Barkeep.
Asher
Okay.
Allfield, the barkeeper.
Ah. It's going to take us a while to learn names.
So I'm curious, because you'll be mostly indoors for what I assume. And I kind of looks over to the rest of the party, see if maybe Bruz will give him a nod.
Well, that's really up to you guys. She doesn't have to be mostly indoors. It doesn't hurt to have somebody that's watching like the perimeter and stuff. It depends on if you guys think you need that.
I honestly, I think that I don't think it's as. I think her being outside is fine. She can walk the perimeter and keep an eye on things, but on top of that, she can still like just. We don't have a lot indoors going on, so like.
Yeah.
There.
Should also
But
ask, like...
if something does need to be taken care of in here, I'm just curious to see how you'd handle it. So, for all intents and purposes, I am a troublemaker. And he displays his arms. Get me
Yeah.
out of here.
Kick over your chair or something.
Yeah, he made that really nice magic shop person really uncomfortable the other day.
And I still have no idea what happened.
Okay.
Ruz raises an eyebrow. I don't even think Ruz kind of moved from like over here. Ruz just sat on the stool to watch the whole thing, and is just looking at this with stoic
Yeah.
amusement.
She kind of waddles over to you, Ruz, seeming you are the one that's more aware of the establishment rules. Am I allowed to use weapons against the customers? Like the rude ones?
Preferably, you're trying to subdue them, not send them.
Well, I won't send them to the hospital, but like if I have to like hit them with like a thing to like knock them out, is that okay?
This
like
is
it'd just be it'd be a little prick, and then they'd sleep for a little bit. Is that acceptable?
Right?
Yeah, just a little pinch. You don't hear this. Just a little pinch, and then they'd sleep for a bit, and I drag them out.
for the purposes of this test. Sure, we may revisit depending on how it looks.
Okay, cool. She immediately swipes one of her hands, and you see like a quill comes out of like her feathers. As she throws a dart at you, Barbas. Does a 15 hit?
No.
Does a 16 hit?
No.
Does a 27 hit?
Yeah.
All right. As like two of these darts ting ting off your armor, and then one sticks into your neck. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. The 13.
Actually, I actually think she gets another benefit off this too.
Oh no.
Hopefully it doesn't kill Barbas.
I don't think it will, but
Yeah, because these are her Kensei weapons.
I think you're fine in terms of death. We'll see how maimed you become, though.
Hopefully not like permanent
I'm gonna say
injury.
for this purpose, she's not actually trying to deal damage to you, so I'm not gonna have you take any piercing damage here. But with a 13, you're just a little bit under, and you feel yourself get a little bit woozy. You're a relatively big guy, so you're not immediately out, but you can feel the effects. As she kind of walks over to you, it's like, "I'm sorry, sir, but you need to get out of the bar," and kind of starts like dragging you as you're kind of like struggling to keep on your feet. Would you just go with her, or would you try to fight this?
I'm interested.
So are you resisting a grapple? We'll say.
Yes.
Okay, athletics or acrobatics?
Alright.
Oh, roll high, buddy. Oh, you
Oh.
didn't roll high. You feel she's not actually super, like, raw strength. Like, you could probably overpower her. But she's got this really weird way of finding, like, good leverage on you. And kind of, like, gets, like, the back of your neck and your arm in a way that kind of forces you to kneel down. And you're kind of like, walking forward just to avoid stumbling into your face. As she kind of leads you out of the bar.
We like her. We like her.
That was...
By the way, since this is relevant
Interesting.
to at least one player here, I do allow monks specifically to do acrobatics-based grapples.
Good to know.
Which
So
is what
Barbas
that
is
is.
out. He will proceed to get back up.
She'll give you a
you
little,
learn how to do that?
a little sip that like a little sip of like something that like makes the toxin wear off. It's not something that's meant to like knock you fully out, just sedate you a bit.
Oh,
Where did you learn
very
to do that?
interesting.
Which part?
The feathers.
Oh, I learned that from my dad. We have you been to Thunderhawk before?
Have I been to Thunderhawk before?
No.
No, I definitely haven't. I haven't.
I don't think any of us
I think the one person who was from there, in fact, is not here.
Actually, no one in this party is from Thunderhawk.
No.
Oh, that's right. Dust 2's from
Yeah. Thunderhawk is mostly island
Yep.
nations, and is populated mostly by predominantly Aarakocra and elves, but also humans, a lot of merfolk, and Kenku.
Thought for a second you said cumin.
There's a lot of cumin. Cumin is their main spice export.
I'm writing that down in my notes.
We
Not from there, but I'm
My
certainly
dad-
interested in visiting.
My dad has. I'm from. Do you know the city Avis?
No.
Anyone who wants
Rose-
to
Do I
roll a
know the
history
city
check.
Avis?
Oh, let's give it a shot.
That's going to be a 21 for Barbas.
Okay. I'd say Barbas
Thank you.
and Barbas and Rose would have gotten this. Aroma with a 19 you would have gotten it, but you really should have disadvantage because this is very out of your wheelhouse.
Yeah. No. Aroma already said no.
So, the two of you, it is the capital city of Thunderhawk. It is, aside from Bloodstone, the only pre-war city. At least that you know of. It is a flying city, specifically. Like, the city is lifted into the air and floats.
Ooh,
It was...
ooh, that's cool.
I will say above game because the three of you were in that one shot. The city that the people in the war one shot escaped to with your guys' help was Avis.
Okay.
And so that became the capital of Thunderhawk Coalition when it gradually formed. Because pretty much everyone from that area of the world fled to and hid in Avis to wait out the war.
Was
spread
Avis
out.
flying then?
With, I would say, Ruz, with that 25, there's some debate over how and when Avis became a flying city. Some claim it was the Thunderhawk who rose the city into the sky to protect it from the war. Others believe it's more likely it was already flying at the time. It was probably built by powerful archmages of some kind. Or it could have been naturally occurring. And then that is the reason why people fled there, rather than the inverse. But it's not currently known exactly when or how it was made to float.
Okay.
It's actually currently... it is able to direct where it flies, though not very quickly. In its current location, there are giant chains that anchor the city to its current location, but those can be removed and it can continue moving if the need arises.
Okay.
And those chains, how people get up to Avis tends to be either via those chains or some kind of flying service. Avis does have a number of airships at their disposal.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Shit.
my family's had, I guess like a monastery, I guess you'd call it, there for a while. So my grandfather's nephew was a war hero. It was Corvus the Sundered Sky, they called him. I might have missed a few Grace in there. It's hard to remember. But yeah, so his dad's brother was my distant ancestor.
Does that name ring any bells, by the way, when she said that?
Corvus the Sundered Sky?
In-game bells?
No,
Well,
it
it-
rings
It
bells
should
to me,
ring some
obviously.
out-game bells
Yeah.
for Quentin.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
figured.
curious if Barbas is getting any bills off that.
Roll an insight check for me.
All right.
You're
I'm
inciting
assuming I
yourself.
know why. Yeah.
Oh boy. 17.
I'm 17.
But do you know yourself? You
You
may have
don't-
advantage or disadvantage.
It's weird. You don't know. The name doesn't ring a bell at all, but there's something that feels, I don't know, like almost mournful. You don't know if it might just be because you haven't seen your family in a while. So maybe it's just talk of family makes you kind of regret that you haven't gone to visit it. But something, I don't know, it feels a little sad. You feel a little sad hearing her talk about her family.
Dan, I just want to let you know, out of character, this clicked like 4 sessions ago, but that confirmed it for me. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I'm curious what your theory is.
I'll
But
tell you later.
we'll see.
Ho 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 ho. All right. So Ruz is kind of like just kind of looking at Yeria with interest, although it's very subdued, of course,
As Ruz does.
as Ruz does.
Yeah, like the difference between baseline Ruz and interested Ruz is like 2 like tiny millimeter rays of an eyebrow. It's hardly detectable to the human eye. You need an AI algorithm to find the difference.
So, Warforged.
I was thinking more
Wisdom.
like I was thinking a little bit like Captain Holt. Why is nobody having a good time? I specifically requested it.
We would like to ask a couple more questions, though.
Sure.
Okay. What if a mother's crying baby is stealing a purse from somebody under the bar, but also a
The baby stealing the purse?
geriatric man is skipping stones through the window? What do you do?
I would catch the stone. Turn the man around so he's throwing it at the other building. And then I would go in and I would calmly take the purse from the baby, give it back to its owner, and then point the baby back to its mom? Is the baby with its mom or is the baby loose? Like, is the mom holding the baby and is stealing the purse, or is like the baby sat next to the mom and is stealing the purse? Does the mom know the baby's stealing the purse?
You would have to find that out.
Well, can the mom see the baby currently? Is the purse the geriatric man's?
Yes, the mom knows. The mom's watching.
The mom knows. I would tell the mom, kindly but sternly, that she will have to keep tabs on her child, and if she is unable to keep her child reined in, she will be asked to leave the premises.
Okay, but what if while you're doing that, the child pulls a knife on you?
I would disarm the child. I think I could do that.
know.
I can do that, right?
You don't know.
You
don't know. We don't know. Babies are hard to take things from.
That's true. I don't want to throw a dart at a baby. That seems mean.
Exactly.
I would let the child stab me, and then when it stabs me, I would hold the hand where it is so it couldn't stab anyone else. And then I would get assistance from the turtle guy to remove the knife from the baby's hand. And then we pat the baby down to make sure they don't have a second knife. If I'm the only one in here, okay, I would still let it stab me so that it doesn't stab anyone else while I'm trying to disarm it. And I would try to disarm it now with greater leverage from the knife being in my stomach.
Okay, and what if the tavern is on fire at the same time?
I don't have anything I can do with it. I don't have like magic or anything. I could flap my wings and maybe blow some of it out.
You're not gonna get the people out?
I would tell people to leave soon, as fast as they can. I'd probably fly the baby out. With the mom, if I could carry them. I don't know how heavy the mom is.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't carry
All
much.
right. You have given acceptable answers.
Okay.
We will take this under.
Does this happen a lot? Do you have a lot of knife crime with babies?
We got here yesterday.
Okay. She looks at you as, do you have a lot of knife crime with babies? And like
Ruz gives a shrug.
does the owl thing of her head turning upside down.
Ruz gives a shrug, like, I don't know. Looking somewhat confused by the entire, we'll call it a logic conundrum.
I'll have to read up on baby knife crime. I'll do that before. If you hire me, I promise to read up on baby knife crime before my first day.
Aroma is cackling on the floor, holding their belly.
I think this is when Ruz is like, oh, I think that's just...
People in this country are
having a leg-
weird.
I think that's just you having your leg pulled.
What did you say was weird?
Just this country in general. I don't fully understand people from this country.
We're not from this country.
Oh. People from your country are weird too. This country and you are also weird. No offense, it's just I don't understand you guys.
We like weird. You're weird.
Okay.
Ruz gives a shrug.
Is the baby gonna jump out and stab me, or is that...
We don't.
Is this where the interview... I don't...
Ruz is going to gesture to Yeria to follow, and there's like a clearing, right? Like out that way.
This whole map is your guys' property.
Oof.
You guys have a sizable property.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Ruz gets off the bar stool and kind of gestures for Yeria to follow, as well as the rest of the group.
Okay.
And steps outside.
They follow.
All right, and Ruz is like, all right, and once everyone else seems to be present, Ruz looks over to her and says, "Impress us.
Okay.
Go as overboard as you want."
Do you want me to like fly as like high as possible, or as fast as possible, or do you want me to like catch a thing? Oh, here. You have a fire and arrow. Just into the
Ruz
sky.
does so.
Okay.
Like as soon as she's like, fire an arrow up to the arrow's already left the quiver.
You've done that, expecting that like you caught them off guard, and then you look back at them and they're not there.
Ruz looks at where they shot the arrow.
You just feel a gust of wind, all of you, kind of push you back a bit. Has the other two of you watching her, she launches off of the ground, like 0 to 60 immediately. And you see pretty quickly she grabs the arrow mid-flight. It just keeps going. Just keeps going.
Hold on, I need to mark down 2 arrows at this point, I think.
Well, she gave you the last one back. She didn't keep the arrow.
Oh, true.
But
Okay.
real quick, let me pull up her character sheet again. At this point, you guys actually roll a perception check. After like a couple of seconds.
Damn it.
All right. Quinn, you can roll one too if you want.
Yeah.
All right, Ruz and Barbas, you cannot see her in the sky anymore. Aroma, you can just barely see a little white speck against the blue. She's very high at this point. Rose, does a 24 hit you?
Hold on a sec. Yes, because I don't have my shield out.
All right, from a little over 300 feet in the air, an arrow shoots down from the sky, without as limited a range as it would usually have because it's working with gravity, and lands right next to your foot.
Rose looks down. Looks back up.
A couple seconds later, she kind of flies down to be now within, like, talking distance of you guys. Oh, I was going for the left foot. Damn it. Sorry, I was trying to be next to your left foot. I got the right.
We wouldn't have known if you didn't say anything.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do you want me to lie to you, or do you want me to give you the honest truth?
Which one gets me the job?
Honestly, probably the latter.
Oh, that one then.
Telling me impressed.
Yeah, what color is impressed?
And Barbas will look over to Aroma. Aroma, what color is impressed?
Blue with tints of yellow.
That one.
Okay, I don't have paint. Can I borrow some
We do.
paint? Okay.
Oh, I wasn't
pulls
being
out
literal.
ink.
Aroma and Yeria
Oh.
just start, like, gently painting you.
Oh boy.
With some paints Aroma pulls out.
Not sure if this is a good idea. I have way too much of a headache.
I can go. Is that the end of the interview?
Rose gives a nod. I think we've seen what we need to see.
Okay. I will wait to hear back with your decision. And she kind of, like, stands, like, hands on her hips, like, puffing out her chest a little bit. Alright, bye. And she just flies up into the air again.
After
Well,
a few
besides
seconds.
that last part.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, besides that last part, I'm genuinely impressed.
You weren't impressed by that last part?
The paint part, yes.
Look at that crosshatch with paint! That is super impressive!
Sorry, I guess I expected both of you to know where the metaphor is?
Rose gives a shrug.
Yeah.
Oh, we know.
Barbas will kind of look at Aroma and give her a bit of a look. And
Aroma sticks out their tongue.
Okay. Yes, it was very funny.
I think we're back to leg pulling.
Yeah, I think we are.
Never know.
Oh, goodness. See, that stuff's still hitting me. But that was impressive. I've never seen anyone fight like that before.
I think that was a very good shot, even though it wasn't the target. Rose says, looking where the arrow hit, especially from that distance.
Especially.
And I mean, if someone sees an arrow come out of nowhere flying that fast and get right within a centimeter of their foot, they're gonna freak out and freeze. So.
Speaking of shooting arrows, I should probably go patch up the door.
You can
But
easily enough.
if I'm
do
being
that.
honest with you, pretty sold. She's good.
Well, we should ask the others, interview the others, though. Did you not want to?
I
So-
think we should, but I am ecstatic to hire her.
Were you interviewing Panton and Ivan, or just Panton? I
Both
know you
at the
guys
same
said
time.
Panton. I don't know if you said Ivan.
Uh,
I think you did.
I think Panton's definitely next. If we are doing anyone else, but
I would like to meet this Panton at least.
yeah.
Although we've met him like way back when, right?
No, you've never met Panton.
Okay.
You've met Simon.
No,
his sponsor.
Simon. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, Simon sponsored him to get him pushed along, but
Got it.
so we'll say there the next interview about 30 minutes or so after your interview with Yeria ends. You're at the table once again. You actually hear kind of like a loud like approaching from the outside. Some brief chatter from Vincent, muffled by the door. You can't hear from this distance what it is. And the door opens, and ducking down in is a 7'5" tall individual in plate mail armor, not a single speck of skin showing whatsoever. 7'5", very broad and just large, with a halberd strapped to their back, as they kind of have to duck down to get in and walk over to you guys. Is this where the interview is happening?
Ruz gives a nod.
Okay. I'm Panton.
Another nod.
He's kind of... He's not sat down. He's just kind of standing next to the table, just looming over you guys. Simon told me I was supposed to come here.
Ruz kind of, I guess, there's like a small little piece of paper that has like Panton's resume.
Yeah.
You know, like all this information basically.
Yeah, so you guys have that.
And Rose kind of looks down at it, looks back up. What's your relation with Simon, out of curiosity?
I guess he's friends with my, I guess, dad.
Nepotism.
I'm out of character. I'm laughing. In character, Ruz is laughing on the inside.
I don't
Oh, so
really
you,
remember a lot.
Barbara's just put two in. Yeah. I believe we are actually acquainted already, Panton. Met you at the archive.
Oh.
Very,
Hello again, then.
Yes. You are definitely not someone you would want to pick a fight. I'll say that. At least by first impression. Take that as a compliment. I mean that.
Okay, thank you.
So, you fight with sword.
Halberd.
Oh, halberd. Sorry, spear.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I was thinking
halberd's
like
an axe.
Y-hander.
Yeah.
Halberd's
axe spear.
It's a pole arm with an axe head.
Yeah.
You should probably know these things, Quentin.
I've had a long
has a blacksmith.
It's fair.
No, I don't doubt Quentin probably knew what a halberd was.
Yeah. I don't know why, but when he said halberd, my brain went with this Y-hander, and that's what threw me all off.
I bet. I know that crossed wire.
Yeah. So let me rephrase what Barb has actually said. So you fight with that. There.
Yeah, I
halberd.
guess. Yeah, this is... I don't really know. This is what I was given, so it's what I use.
Aroma would like to sneak around them and then try to climb up their back.
Okay. You're a monk. You
I
can
think
pretty
even if
easily
he
climb
knew,
up their
he'd like
back.
to.
Yeah, but sneakily, so they don't notice.
Okay, roll stealth.
You could argue at disadvantage, but I mean, it's like a 1-point difference.
Yeah, let me roll his thing. It's not proficient, so... yeah, you can manage to avoid detection pretty well.
You
Start
climbed.
climbing up them. It's weird
You
because,
climbed
like,
up their shadow.
you're
the
used
shadow
to,
of the
like, when you
Colossus.
try to climb somebody, like, usually, like... Because you're light, but you don't weigh nothing. Usually there's a little bit of, like, give where, like, they lower down a little bit just from the reaction of a weight suddenly being present on them. There's none of that with this guy. It's like climbing a wall. Like, it's like the weight of yourself isn't relevant to them whatsoever.
While I'm stealthed, can I sniff him?
Sure.
Do the rest of us see
Roll.
see this?
I don't
Roll
think so.
perception.
Yeah.
Barbas isn't actively looking
Like-
for that, so I'm actually not going to.
Well, I mean, it's
He wouldn't even visibly be able to see if you're sitting at the table.
it's just simply, are you climbing like behind his back, behind his back as he's facing us?
Yeah, I'm on his
Yeah.
back.
Okay. Let's give a
So-
perception check just in case.
And roll a perception check for your sniff.
So, I guess I mean I don't know if that was at advantage or disadvantage before. I'm assuming it wasn't, so it's just 24 versus 23, which makes me sad.
Yeah. You don't
You
quite see
you
them.
you notice that I'm not sitting at the table anymore.
I'd
Ruz
say
looks.
Aroma with a 17. You smell mostly metal. Like that smell of just like heavy plate mail armor, that kind of slightly tinny smell. Which is weird because usually you'd expect it's a subtle smell. Usually you'd expect that to be overpowered by other things. But beyond that, you just this slight smell of almost like ozone.
Okay, we're gonna knock on their helmet.
All right, well they definitely noticed that as you.
Yeah.
Do the rest of us notice that?
Yeah, just tiny little orange fist.
It sounds like you're knocking on a helmet that a person's wearing. They just kind of grab you. If you want to try to jump away, do an acrobatics.
Oh,
They got a natural 2, still better than you, as they just pick you up by the scruff of your neck and just lift you over.
for the record, I also got a natural 2. +7. So,
Hello?
you let us sneak up on you.
Was I supposed to be looking for you?
You should always be perceptive. How well can you see through that big helmet? They're just being held while they're saying this.
Oh, you're very small. Not a lot of people are as small as you.
We're
You
not
know-
even the only small person as small as us in the building.
Oh,
In his defense, we didn't see you climb him.
I didn't want you
That
to see us. We
places
didn't want
you
you
on
to
the
see us.
table.
I never said I didn't see them.
You didn't see us.
Roll deception.
Hold on.
Barbas's best,
Barbas.
worst
Yeah.
stat.
Pan looks at you. You didn't see them.
Even Ruz saw through.
Yeah, 3. I think everyone knows.
Ruz doesn't have the heart to correct you.
Well, Panton, just because I'm curious, if, say, you are dealing with someone, How you get them up?
He just walks over to you. Roll acrobatics or athletics.
Okay.
Wait, isn't he
Today is
still
going to be the
holding us?
day of.
No, he put you
Barbara's
down on the
being
table.
On the table.
Good luck.
I
I'm
mean,
interested to see him beat my natural 20. Because he probably will. Because I think I
Barbas,
know what he is.
he walks over to you, grabs you as you like try to like fight them off. Their arms don't move at all, as they just place you on their shoulder and just start walking over towards the door. If it feels like you're caught, like stuck in like an iron like straight jacket, like their arm on you. Like there's no give whatsoever to them. They also got a nat 20.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and you know what? I rolled the wrong thing anyways, because I rolled strength when I should have done athletics. So it actually would have been
Even higher.
yeah, they got a 32 on that.
oh, snap. So, Rugs watches Barbas gets just manhandled out the door, I guess.
And Barbas was pretty confident when he picked
Oh,
up,
yeah.
too.
And
That confidence is gone.
they just calmly put you down,
He's kind of like, what the?
give you a slight pat on the head.
He's gonna, like, kind of look down and like,
Would Barbas attempt to use any magic in retribution?
no, he's not
Okay.
gonna attack him.
Well, not
He's
tap,
gonna-
but
he's gonna let
are there
out-
any spells Barbas have that, say, could aid in his escape, I guess?
I guess guidance, but I could say that maybe he casts guidance. But that would be it,
Yeah,
and
I
it
think
wouldn't be
that-
enough to beat that.
Guidance wouldn't help. I more meant, like, if you had, like, a hold person or something to try to, like, stop him so that you could get out while he's stopped or something like that.
I think that really the only spell I have on me right now that would really aid in that, other than like Spirit Guardian, specifically this guy with heat metal, but I don't really want to heat metal him. So that's all I have prepared right now.
See, the other two of you has Panton returns now without Barbas. He's outside now.
I'm curious about your weapon. How do you know how to handle it?
Kind of looks over to it. You hit things with it.
Ruz is going to look at it. Look at how he holds the weapon.
He's not holding it right now. It's just strapped to his back.
Okay. Ruz lets out a sigh and gets up, pulls out a shield. All right, let's
You,
test this.
for this, we'll say you guys go outside first, because there are still
Yeah, of course.
patrons here.
Not only that, but he's pretty big. I'm worried that if he just swings.
Yeah. And
Collateral
Barbas,
damage is the
you've
thing.
returned as well, so you're present for this. If there's any
Yeah,
aid you want to give.
I think it'd be really funny if Barbas starts walking back inside as they're walking out. He's a bit disappointed in himself.
Yeah, they
Okay.
go out the opposite door.
Oh, okay.
So you
'cause
kind of
they're
just,
going-
as you're
they're going to
stepping
the
in,
yard.
you see them starting to walk out.
Yeah, he'll come up too.
You had to join them.
So, do you want me to hit you?
Try and show me how you use that weapon.
Okay.
And I'll say they stand further away from you than someone normally would to try to hit you. They're about 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
Does a 27 hit?
Let's see. It does.
You take 12 points of slashing damage as this halberd comes down like a titanic force on top of your shield. It actually comes down hard enough that your shield is just from the reaction of it and the angle pushed away. Your arm like flings off to the side as it bears into your shoulder.
I think from the sheer force, Rose drops a knee.
Kind of brings it back up.
Could I tell if there was any technique?
There's like proper form to an extent. But it seems most of the force of that is just raw, unadulterated power.
Okay.
It's not like he's just like wildly swinging with like no intent or direction. Like he knows how to swing the sword, but it's more just because he's the raw strength of it that makes it so overwhelming.
Okay. I was trying to. I mean, I knew he was strong. I was just trying to figure out the particular. If it seemed like there was a particular type of technique more than anything else.
No, it's just this is a very powerful entity, a lot of raw strength.
Okay.
I can also take a hit pretty well, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever really attacked me. I've not really been hurt before, so.
Why do you not know these things?
I kind of like scratching the back of his helmet. I have some memory loss. I only remember about a year and a half back at this point.
Russ is actually curious, and is like, getting back on task. Russ is like, all right, I want to see how much of a hit you can take.
Just kind of stands there.
I think I would also come over and cure you, Ruz.
Please and thank you, because that took out at least a fourth of my HP.
Oh, oop! I have to roll it.
Roll it, roll it.
Oh, +2. Here, have 10.
I'm almost at full.
Okay.
Almost. Alright, Ruz is gonna attack with Booming Blade. Basically.
Just
We'll do the
spell?
scimitar just to...
So you're attacking with the spell Booming Blade.
Yes.
Okay. As you do that, you feel the magic kind of course into your blade, and you go to swing. Suddenly, the magic is no longer present in your blade before it hits, and just
Tink!
you feel almost as the energy is sucked away into something, and kind of swells a little bit.
That's handy.
Sorry, do
I'm
you
curious.
want to try again?
Although, technically, your attack roll, I'll say you can still make the attack, just not with the spell.
Yeah, sure. 16. I don't think I hit.
I'm going to give you advantage for this, because he's kind of standing
Just letting
there
it happen.
when you hit it. Roll damage. Okay, as you hit, you expect you expect this guy to be able to take a hit pretty well. He looks pretty tanky. What you don't expect is you don't think you damaged him.
Okay.
Like at all. Like not that you hit him. And it's not that he has a big health pool, like he can take a lot of hits. You don't think that affected him.
Did anything. Yeah, no, I get that.
It's almost
Is-
like they have immunity to non-magical attacks.
I was about to say, can he like absorb magic and then also is immune to non-magical attacks? That seems a little
Well,
busted.
Can
But there's gotta be some way
absorb
they'll power it.
spells of
Why?
a
Spell.
certain level.
Hmm.
It's not necessarily immune to... They can't necessarily absorb all magic. Just spells of a certain level.
Interesting.
Alright, so Ruz strikes with the scimitar. And I think there's like a little bit of a balance because, especially with a weapon like a scimitar, there's supposed to be like some follow through, but instead it's like hitting a wall.
Yeah, it's just...
And Ruz kind of like slips back a little bit in the appropriate technique.
He kind of looks
in the
at you.
form.
So when are you gonna start?
Ruz blinks a little bit, and there's
You
like
actually see
like
this.
the tiniest tug
Oh.
of a smile.
There's a weird, like, almost like extra heft to their arms after they absorbed that spell.
Why
It's kind of
do you
humming.
want to work here? Why here? You're like, go work for the city.
It was. I don't want to work for the city, and I just. It seemed like something to do. I guess. It'd feel weird to. I guess work for the government. I don't know, but I didn't want to not do something. I guess.
This individual seems just almost roll an insight. Anyone who wants to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, snap, Bubba's.
Yeah.
I'd
20
say
again.
Rose.
What's the probability?
So Rose
Should
can
good for me
read
in
on
this
this.
roleplay session.
Rose can read on this individual that they probably don't 100% know why they want to do this either. Seems like they're like generally just kind of confused, but also like not like they're being put up to this or forced to do this. Just that,
It's something to do.
yeah. Or like there's some reason they think they want to do this specifically, but they don't know why per se. They just have that feeling. Quinn, I'm gonna message you something.
Oh boy.
Interesting.
Secrets. Mysteries.
I think I have a hint of what it is, but I don't really know too much more.
Oh ho ho.
This long silence brought to you by.
So wait. Oh.
Roll 20. And those last two bits, like, beyond what would be expected of even the highest end of that kind of stuff. You think this seems to be something entirely of its own. And you can do with that information what you will.
So. Alright, so Ruz is going to straighten out and put away the weapon. I would not want to get into a fight with you.
Agreed.
Were you not gonna try to hit me?
I tried. It's like hitting a wall. Not very
what?
effective.
Okay.
Have you not been hit before?
Not that he notices.
I think people tried to hit me, but I never felt anything. You're supposed to feel something when someone hits you, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's hit me.
Do you mind if I have a go?
Sure.
Ruz gives a shrug, steps to the sidelines next to Aroma.
Let's see. I'm gonna need a bit of room. Because I am going to go ahead and call forth my Spirit Guardian.
Okay.
See if they do it.
What
That's-
kind of damage are you doing?
Actually, kind
Um,
of. It's kind of clever. Okay, and you're
And they
dealing.
look like suits of armor, I'll say, as well.
Although,
I am...
so, because this is not specifically targeting him, he does not absorb the spell. But he's still immune to it. It seems, while he's able to absorb single target spells, he is outright immune to effects of spells below a certain level.
Damn.
Also, because there's no
So
real way for you guys to detect this, I'll tell you, he has 210 hit points, too.
I
Oh, wow.
figured he had a lot.
Yeah, so I imagine the Guardians just kind of phase into him.
Yeah, they just kind of... Actually, you see, each time one kind of, like, goes to, like, phase into him to, like, strike, it kind of goes in and then never comes back out. Gradually,
your,
there are fewer and fewer Guardians around.
Yeah,
What do your guardians
eventually it'll
look
stop.
like?
They are winged suits of armor.
Ooh.
And they deal radiant damage,
What
correct?
style of armor?
I mean, I guess I can choose what they deal. But I would be choosing radiant. Okay. Or I think actually I would choose necrotic, but
I think
just
that
because
depends
I'm
if you're
trying to do
evil or
something.
not.
Does it? Oh, if you're good or evil. Okay, yeah, no, it is good.
It's
evil.
necrotic then. It's necrotic. Barbus was evil this entire time.
I mean,
It
he's
would-
immune to
it
spells
would be
anyways. But,
Yeah.
for reference, resistant
Yeah.
to necrotic, normal was radiant.
Interesting.
I would
Uh,
like to use a key point and pull up my my fierce bolts.
Okay. It's not a spell, so... You can
my-
make some strikes at them if you want.
My mace is enchanted right now. I should hit him with.
You could certainly try.
Yeah.
Oh, just beating up on
Yeah.
on him.
I'll let you do your thing first. before I go.
22 hits.
Okay.
It seems to take the damage, not resistant to it. So,
Oh, is that what that feels like? Good to know.
like, takes
Well.
the damage, but has a healthy sponge of hit points. Quinn, do you want to try to hit them?
No, I think after seeing him actually be able to take damage, I'll let it happen. I don't want to keep beating the poor guy up, even though he can clearly take it.
I can, if you
Just
guys
feel
want, I
bad.
can give you just like the raw mechanical stats they have.
Oh,
If
maybe
you would
later.
like them.
I kind of like the mystery of it. if I'm being
That
Okay.
too.
honest.
I'll at least tell you, they can make 2 melee attacks around.
We would probably
and
find that out.
move
by
about
seeing him
normal
fight.
speed.
Okay, so I
Oh.
think Rez is going to give a nod.
We think we need some time to think this over. Aroma says to you guys.
Rez is going to be like, what do
Is
you
it-
think is your greatest strength?
He kind of like,
Looks like caught off guard for a second, like probably like hasn't done a lot of like retrospective thinking before.
I guess, I've not really known myself for a while, and I don't know what I was like before I lost my memory. I know I had a memory before, but then I lost it. I guess the fact that I don't have to sleep, so I have a lot of time to do things. I don't know what things to do yet, but I have a lot of time to do them when I figure that out.
Is that what you came up with as your personal strength, or is that what you just think?
I think having a lot of time is a good thing, but I don't know what to do with the time yet. So, I'll get back to you when I figure that out.
Interesting.
You should bring us a flower.
Okay.
And he just starts walking away.
Just because I'm curious, before he walks off, I'm going to activate the Ring of Avalanche Curiosity.
Well, so remind me the exact wording of Avalanche Curiosity.
Okay.
I don't think it affects
exact
that. Okay.
wording.
Because if it says magical item, he wouldn't be affected by it. If it says magical source, maybe. But I think it says magical item.
It does say magical item.
He's technically a creature. He does not count as an item.
I just want to see if he was wearing something magical.
No. Halberd doesn't seem to be magical. I guess at the most, there does seem to be like, you would see this if you detect cast magic, you might be able to tell. But Avalanche Curiosity wouldn't necessarily ping him, or anything on him.
Okay.
I don't know if you have
what blows in this room.
In this room? Well, you guys are outside right now, so probably. What items does everybody have?
Maybe Rose has something.
I have. We have the eye.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it would probably be the eye.
Yeah.
At this point, you guys haven't found anything rarer than that, so.
When Panton's out of earshot, Irma is gonna look. Yeah, he's impressive, but we don't trust a forgotten past.
Yeah, Rose is going to look down at Aroma with a tilted head and a peaked expression.
What if he's in a gang that deals... Oh my god, be quiet. What if he's in a gang that deals, I don't know, something bad, and they, like, come back to collect? And then your guild is a target now.
They very clearly have to fight him.
But
we'll hire him as the guard for that reason.
What if then we have to deal with them because they're targeting us outside of the tavern where he's not around?
Well, the thing that really piqued my curiosity, he's the construct, obviously. Follow us, right?
Ruz,
Are you asking me, or is Barbas asking the party?
Barbas is asking the party.
I think he's from the Wild Surge.
I think so too.
Wild Surge.
Something. He's clearly a construct to me. Magical, obviously, but it's interesting that he's so sentient, yet part about his memory.
I couldn't catch the last bit of what you said there, Quentin.
Well, most constructs aren't as sentient as he is, but all about his memory is intriguing. The fact that he has him. He knows that he has a past, but doesn't know exactly what it is.
I assumed he was just another person.
We thought he got hit in the head real hard.
I mean, you've seen him. He got hit in the head real hard. probably wouldn't bat an eye.
Well, it could have been before he got all big and strong, and then that's why he got all big and strong and put on that armor, was so that he didn't get hit in the head that much, but it caused lasting damage, and so he has that retrograde amnesia, and it goes away every few days.
I don't
Oh.
think it's quite like that.
Yeah. That and, I'm being honest with you. I think he always was that big.
Hmm.
Maybe a question for this Simon. Right.
For curiosity, do you guys want to know his challenge rating?
No, I don't want to know
No.
it because if we ever do fight him for whatever reason, I don't think we will, but if we ever do, I want to be surprised and maybe fight the futile fight.
I mean, there's a good chance you guys will never find out, and I think it'd be very funny for you guys to react to it, given the other things that are categorized in that challenge rating.
I mean, I imagine he's probably, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, I know he's ridiculous. Maybe leave it like that for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
My thing is, this guy here, compared to Alaskan, I was pretty impressed by her. I
Yeria?
don't think, yeah. And believe me, I wanted to talk to her for other reasons. But what's the baddest guy you could think of that you've come in contact with?
Wait,
Well,
say that again, Quentin?
Yeah, I
you're
didn't cross that.
cutting out a bit.
Who's the? Oh yeah, I'm using my computer mic unfortunately right now, not my
Got it.
external one.
Mm.
Who's the baddest, strongest person you can think of? You've come in contact.
Ruz thinks for a moment.
Black Drake.
It's
Marshall Drake.
it's Simon. Oh, yeah. Do you think he could fight him?
Do you think Marshall would have a way around Simon's stuff? And yes, they could fight them.
Who do you think would have more of a chance? If, say, he came up to our guild, and we had to throw one of them at him. Who would you throw it?
Wouldn't throw anybody.
If you had to
Fighting.
choose one person to fight them, to defend our guild while we're not here, who would you choose? So I would choose him.
In that sense, and I don't trust in the question.
Well, what if there's a big if there's a big hazard, and someone has to defend our guild?
Well, what if there's like multiple hazards and they have to go around quickly? He's not fast. He's so big. How is he going to protect things inside?
I do want to. Okay, so Ruz is going to be thinking for a moment, and Ruz is going to say, I like Yeria better. I think hold on, I gotta look at his name again.
Panton.
Panton. I think Panton is also useful in his own way.
Well, how much money we got?
I'll agree. I'd like Yeria better. Just ridiculous.
Get both.
After the guild, we could hire them both.
We
It
could.
would be somewhat pricey, but
I will say, if it makes a difference, Panton, if you hire Yeria, she works for an 8-hour shift, depending on where you need that shift to be. If you hire Panton, he is at his post 24/7.
that's why I'm thinking hiring the two of them is not a bad idea, in my honest opinion.
That sounds like employee abuse.
I
I think he
mean,
wants that, actually. That's what it sounds like he wants to do something with his free time.
Yeah, and like,
we don't
if
have
he
to.
has brain damage, he should be trying to help his brain out, doing
I
exercise.
don't think he has brain damage thing. I think
There's something going on with him. I don't know if we
Definitely.
can. I don't know if labeling what we would affect us helps him. However, we could hire them both.
Hmm.
And and we don't have to have him working 24/7, but he has that option too if he wants. Or he could simply spend his free time with discussing with the patrons.
So,
Is it taking him to get us a flower?
It's true.
yeah. He's not returned yet.
well,
What's the closest flower store?
I mean, there are
There
some.
aren't any
He's gonna-
wildflowers?
you think he's
Here's
gonna
the
buy a
thing.
flower?
You're in the middle of a metropolitan city. Any flowers in the city are probably in somebody's yard and owned by them.
Or
So
weeds?
either
Wait,
he is.
don't we have a giant field outside?
No, it's more of like
This
a
is
gravel
probably-
lot.
Oh, that's
is gonna be
really
probably the
much
hardest
of an
challenge we've been in.
eyesore. We should really fix that.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Why would it be a gravel? Like, that's just such a bad idea architecturally.
I mean, not necessarily gravel, but it's mostly like it's not like you're not like in like the middle of like a wild like field. It's more like kind of like rough dirt and kind of on land that was intended for something to be built on it, but hasn't been built yet.
And that's in the middle of the city? It's
Yeah.
just a giant lot, unused lot in the middle of the city?
I mean, your lot actually isn't super big compared to other ones.
Okay.
It's just the building is unbuilt. Yours is a pretty
Right.
small building compared to everything else around it.
Okay.
And also, when you guys first got this place, you got the impression it was bigger at one point. There was a lot of debris and wreckage. It looks like it might have burned down at some point.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Russ
yeah,
is
so
going
either
to-
Pan's going to steal a flower from somebody's yard, or he's walking all the way out the city.
Whoops.
I
I
mean,
thought-
he has free time, and I don't know if there's. I think we'd be hard pressed to find something that actually puts him in danger. This is a matter of cost and time more than anything else.
Short.
All right, but
Short of
Anyway,
a couple of things happening. Yeah.
so Ruz is going to be like, maybe we can hold off from hiring him for now, but I think it's something to consider. Any objections?
Okay. Yep. No, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
After do we want to do we want to check out Ivan Thunderhoof out of character?
No.
I
We
don't
are
think we
not
need to.
doing Amongst Centaur.
I mean, I'm tempted just to see what Dan
I will
did.
say,
I
Ivan came
think-
first. Ivan came
I think-
first.
Yeah,
But
I think
after-
Dan
but before
has
those
told
two,
me
yes.
about Ivan. And
No, I meant the
I'm
other monk
I'm
centaur
afraid-
she's thinking of. Sorry, Quentin, go on.
Oh, okay. I think he told me about Ivan, like how the character a good long while ago. And I'm afraid to interview him because we already have two very strong candidates right now.
I think I actually told you about the monk centaur I played in Vicky's game. I don't think I've told you about Ivan. Because so a lot of the guards are character builds I wanted to test out, but figured I would never have an opportunity to, which is why Ivan is a monk centaur and Horace Man is a monk centaur.
Okay. Getting back on track.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it sounds like when I don't know if there's a ton of interest. I mean, honestly, I'm fine with those two with Yeria as like the top candidate.
With it being
Honestly.
8 o'clock, you guys might want to move on to do the craftsman
Craftsman.
interviews.
Yes.
I agree with that too.
So which of those two do you want to interview first?
Delila would be my first choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are waiting for at your usual spot for the interviewee to show up. 15 minutes late, Delila strolls in. She's a human woman, about 6'10", maybe 6'11", or sorry, not 6'10", 5'10", maybe 5'11". Size
You
of her
got me
head,
real excited, Danny.
size of her head, completely shaved.
Okay.
Ooh.
Bright purple hair that is short. It's not long hair. It's almost like kind of like
Okay.
pompadourish. Piercing and tattoos, goddamn everywhere. Including one that's like a thorned black rose bush, or kind of like there's like thorny brambles with like black roses on them. She wears a leather kind of like bluish leather like jacket, but it's like a short kind of like crop top jacket that just kind of like hangs over the rest of her shirt. A just plain black shirt underneath that, and leather pants and combat boots. And she has an axe strapped to her back, several daggers at her side, and a long sword at her other side. And she walks over, sees you guys kind of waiting expectantly, and goes, Are you the Kettles? She's like checking her hand, seems to have it written up. The Kells? It's a dumb name. Are you the Kells?
Rose nods.
That's mean.
Rose raises a hand.
Kettle named the kettles. That's mean.
Oh, I thought it was named after like a tea thing. That seemed like a dumb idea for a bar, but I get if it's named after someone, that seems fine. Why is someone named Kettle?
You'd have to ask her.
Why are you named Delila?
You know, I asked myself that many a times. Is this the interview or not?
This is the interview.
Okay,
Yep.
because if it wasn't, I was gonna go start drinking.
You can feel free to do that afterwards. Pray tell, I see that you've been forging since you were 6.
Yeah,
Who taught you?
my dad was a blacksmith. He doesn't work anymore. It's something about his arms are too tired. He's too. I think he got lazy and just quit. But he tells me it just happens when you're old. I ain't gonna fucking let it happen to me, but he do him. But yeah, no, he taught me when I was little.
Do you have any?
Russ pulls out the piece of paper, looking at it again.
What did you ask, Barbas?
Did you bring anything?
She kind of takes the axe off and just kind of thuds it onto the table. Several daggers she puts onto the table. Long sword right on the table. I figured you'd want to see some of my work, so there you go.
All right, Russ is.
We'll definitely be eyeing it.
Russ
It's
Looking
is-
at its craftsmanship.
it's very nice work. It's well balanced, which Barbas is being more your forte. It's definitely well balanced. The steel seems to be very pure, and well smithed. But it's also very kind of intricate looking. Have you seen? You know what a hamon is in weaponsmithing, I assume. Oh. It's okay if you don't. I can tell you what it is.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
blade pattern.
Yeah, so
No, I
Homon's
know what it is.
basically more
On the
specifically
groove.
with katanas, but it's like that seam of where it changes from like the black iron to like the shinier stuff. That kind of hue of it.
Yeah.
That is the Hamon. There's a pattern worked into the
Yeah.
Hamon of this blade. I kind of like each blade kind of has a different pattern worked to it. But to give you just a general vibe of her work, it varies from like a early 2000s punk rock kind of vibe to a like 1900s gothic horror kind of vibe. Like some of them have, all of them have some kind of pattern worked into the metal and the Hamon as well. Like the axe, like the center mass of it looks like a skull. The daggers have this kind of like harsh, kind of like craggy mountain Hamon to them. And then like the pattern, like the metal itself to the hilt kind of is shaped like a coiling snake. That kind of very goth punk vampire vibe kind of deal.
Ruz is kind of testing the daggers a little bit.
Okay.
Sort of balancing it, doing a sort of practice jabs, just
What would
getting
you-
the feel for each blade and
I
also
guess
examining it. So
roll me just an intelligence check, to see how well you can detect some of the finer details of it.
intelligence. Okay. Well, would I argue perception maybe?
I guess perception. It's kind of because you're kind of trying to feel the weight of it. I'll allow perception. It's pretty well weighted. Actually, notably, the daggers are weighted exactly in the middle of the blade. Like, exactly. Like, you can balance it on your finger. Which you would know is what you want from a throwing dagger.
Yeah. Okay. So I think there's a point where Ruz is like balancing one of the daggers, it, going, nodding with approval.
Yeah.
Which is high praise from Ruz.
So, you guys have a forge, right?
We do.
Any chance I could see it? Or do I, like, is that like a second tier of the interview? Or
I
Ruz
don't
is
see a problem going forward.
Ruz is checking out the longsword. Sorry, Quentin. I talked over you.
That's okay.
I misspoke. It would be a great sword she had.
Oh, great sword.
It is hefty.
Oh, not Ruz. So Ruz knows how to wield it.
No,
Ruz does not know how to wield it well.
Yeah, you can feel it's weighted appropriately. There'd definitely be a lot of force behind it when you strike with it. You might not it's not necessarily something you think you'd use, but it's a properly made greatsword.
All right, Ruz is nodding with approval, despite the fact that Ruz probably kind of more shifts with the blade than they would like.
It kind of looks like I mean, it's a dual-sided greatsword, so
Okay.
it's not exactly, but it looks almost similar to Zabuza's Executioner's Blade. To anyone who knows Naruto.
I'm aware of that sword.
Yeah. It's a hefty
Oh, wow.
beast.
Yeah.
It's that kind of weapon. All right.
Yeah, it's a big ass sword. But notably, she didn't seem to have any problem carrying it in.
Mm-hmm.
You do see her short sleeves on her jacket. Her arms are exposed. She is ripped.
I think
There
we
is
could
a
tell.
bulk muscle there.
I already described her to Maeve as goth punk big burly woman.
If you want a good idea of what she looks like, if you remember my first cyberpunk character I sent in the
Oh
in
yeah.
the chat,
Oh,
this is the
exactly.
character that was based off of.
Yeah. Excellent. Definitely a good thing. Yeah.
All right.
I can send that again if people don't remember it and want to see it, but
I remember.
yeah. Oh, I
Okay.
figured you'd remember.
After putting down the greatsword, uh, hmm. Ruz is just watching with interest, just trying to get a feel for her in general.
About this time, you guys hear has Panton returns with a flower.
I love
I was waiting
how
for
much
that.
your screen shakes when you do that, Danny.
I got you a flower.
What kind of flower is it?
It's a lotus.
Oh,
I had to
love it.
walk.
Thank
I
you
had to
very
walk a
much.
ways away.
We're sorry for sending you on such a long journey. We're not very familiar with the city yet. We will be in touch.
It's okay. I walk fast.
He kind of walks back out.
I love that
Delilah
too
looks-
because it's probably like he's walked somewhat into Delilah's space and Delilah has to make room for him because
yeah.
it's
Which-
just
Weirdly, like, Delilah is the person that, like, you try to move into her space, she's gonna not move, but is kind of caught off guard by how easily he kind of pushes past her. Like, she's the person that, like, leans into the shoulder hit if you're trying to walk by her. He kind of leaves, she goes, fuck was that?
one of our other interviewees for another job.
We're not really sure.
You may be making a
big.
Ruz nods.
That armor is crap work.
I don't think that's armor.
Weird.
Anyway,
Can I
Ruz-
see
Ruz-
the, can I see the forge or not?
yeah, this way.
Okay, cool. You see, like, she kind of, like, smiles and gets a little excited seeing she's about to see the forge.
Okay, Ruz is going to get up and follow.
Barbas, do you describe the forge to her at all when you guys get there, or do you just let her go about and look around it?
He kind of, out of curiosity, just says, "Here it is." No description. Kind of lets her see it.
Looks around at, like, the woodworking, leatherworking station. Got a good variety here. Can make a couple of things. And feels nice. She walks over to the
Or be enchanted as well.
Yeah. Oh, do you tell her, or are you gonna let her?
Oh no, I'm gonna let her find it out.
Okay.
See if she
Also, it's not enchanted yet. It just can be enchanted.
Yeah. has the ability.
She walks over, kind of opens the forge. Not been fired yet.
Brand new. Just had it installed.
Been like 2 days ago now at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Yep, that sounds right.
Kind of looks at the storeroom you guys have of iron, and silver and such. Good amount of material. It's a little small, but for what you're doing here, it's not bad. Kind of like runs her fingernail along it a little bit. Something mixed into the clay in this. Is it like some like an adamantine or something to like make it a little bit more heat resistant?
Out of character, it's we're talking about the furnace, right? And
Yes.
It's got signalum?
Yes, gray
Is
signalum
that it?
specifically. A gray signalum powder was mixed into it to make it more susceptible to enchantments.
It's signalum actually. To enchant.
Oh, fancy shit. Never worked with it before, but I hear it does wonders.
Yeah, so. I don't think Barbas would have worked with one yet either, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, you've barely worked with Signalum to begin with. The black Signalum you
Yeah.
worked with was the first time you had ever. The first time you had ever been able to have a piece of unworked Signalum. Let alone this kind of furnace.
I had
Oh,
this installed a couple days ago.
is it black or gray Signalum? Or white? I don't know why you do white.
It's gray. Black signal will also be a bit difficult to work with.
If it was black, you'd probably know.
Well, if it was black Signalum, it would give it a little bit more heat resistance. You could get to higher temperatures. Gray, I guess. I'm guessing enchantments of some kind?
I imagine by licking it and it was black synonymous, you'd hurt yourself.
Oh, fair enough. Depends on the concentration, but you gotta admit, I don't know exactly the concentration. I've not been able to work with it before. It's not easy to come by. Certainly not
Resonance.
anything my folks could afford. She kind of looks
Where you from?
around. Oh, I was born and raised in the capital.
Oh yeah, so you're from here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. My dad used to be a weaponsmith, do basic gear for the government.
Yeah,
Obviously, the fancier shit they go to Fancy Pants McGee, but you know, for basic good iron, kind of stuff the little guy's gonna use. My dad helped with a lot of that.
Who's Fancy Pants McGee?
Ruz is also kind of looking a little bit intrigued.
And William Harkin.
Yeah, I think Barbas. Actually,
Oh,
I
we
don't know
know
if
him.
Barbas would have picked up on the hint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess works with like elven smithing or something. It's very fancy, very gaudy. Not a huge fan of his style, but I guess he does good work.
I can't help
Curiosity.
but
What's your dad's name? Does he run a shop or?
No, not these. He retired a while ago.
Ah.
No, it was same last name as me. Bleakhammer. Did I name her dad? Did I name her dad? I'm gonna say her dad's name is John.
I have a character named John somewhere.
Is his name John Bleakhammer?
No. It's John, the farmer. He's a psychopath, in case you didn't know. Getting back on track.
Yes.
So Ruz is going to cross their arms, looking at Delila. Is there anything in particular you have against Hawken, or do you just simply don't like his style?
I've never met the guy. I'm sure he's fine, whatever. Works for the government, so he can't be that great, but I don't know. I prefer my style. I've seen fancy. I've heard fancy stuff he does. Yeah, I don't like that my dad works for the government either. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to snap at you like that. I'm just not a huge fan. Didn't want to go into the family. Well, I wanted to go into like the same field, but I didn't want to go into the family business. You know what I? So that's why I'm here instead.
Would it bother you if we took contracts from the government?
I mean, no, as long as you're not giving my freaking swords away to guards and soldiers and tax collectors and.
Why would that matter?
There's enough rich assholes in this world. They don't. The rich assholes of these worlds have enough swords already. They don't need my work.
Even if it was to help you get your name out there.
What do I care about my name being out there?
Russ gives a shrug.
I wanna.
I'm just asking questions. That's all.
I wanna make swords and armor and shit with wood and leather, and I just want to do that until I die. I don't care about any of the other shit. I'm tired of working for commission for some rich asshole who wants a mantelpiece or some would-be adventurer that is sure he's gonna be the next chosen one. Tired of people trying to pay me with exposure. I just want some place where I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna work.
Rez nods.
What if we're rich assholes though?
Well, you gonna fucking
Rez
use
tell-
it? Are you gonna use the sword, or are you gonna put it on a wall somewhere?
We don't use swords.
Rez raises their hand.
Like raises their hand, like yes, I'm gonna use the sword. Or like I have a question, Mrs. Teacher.
Ruz just raises their hand and doesn't say anything, and then the hand goes back down as if that answered whatever she said, and she doesn't clarify.
Look, if you're gonna,
Unless-
if you're a rich asshole who's going out there and doing shit and using the sword, fine. If you're some rich, pompous guy who's never done a hard work day's labor in his life, and then put the sword up on a mantle like it's some status symbol to make people think he's real hot shit, I don't want to work with you.
People do that.
Yep.
Ruz kind of
A lot of people do
asks
that. I'm sick of it.
Ruz
don't
looks
care.
very confused.
Sick of having people come in here, pay me for commission, and then I ask like, oh, how do you want this weighted? What weight are you comfortable with? And they just tell me they want it to look a certain way. No, I want to know how you're gonna use this thing. Not that it's gonna sit on a wall until it rusts and you'll be long dead.
So
Maybe
you
if I'm
upset
lucky,
people
your
are
house will
using-
get robbed and someone will use it to kill you.
So you're upset that people are using your work a lot.
I'm sick of people like. I'm sick of not. What's the word? Not doer people pretending like they're doer people. You know what? What's the word for that? Like adventurers. Yeah, I'm tired of like non-adventurers coming in here pretending they're adventurers and expecting me to give them some fancy suit of armor or big nice axe to either make it some status symbol or to be the thing that makes them the next hero.
I still don't understand why anyone would have a weapon made if they didn't mean to use it.
Right? I mean, like, come on. Sorry, that's...
I love that she's saying this in a, oh my god, why would people do this? And Rose is just like, wait, people do this? It's like completely off.
This is why I can't work on commissions anymore. All you get are those kind of people. And I don't got the money to buy property here to open up a shop, so I figured this was a good alternative.
Yeah, my family's worked that sort of work.
Sorry, this wasn't meant
What's
to
your
be like
favorite
a rant.
tattoo?
Wait. You guys aren't weird about like nudity at all, are you?
I'm sorry.
Rose
Okay,
kind
she
of tilts their head.
Turns around, takes off her jacket, and pulls her shirt up to see a great sword tattooed on her back.
Yo.
Pushes it back down. First great sword I ever made, got a tattoo of it.
Impressive line work.
That's, for lack of a better word, very metal.
Also, for Vicky and Maeve, if she's listening to this later, her shoulders are huge. She has big, very defined shoulder blades. I know your type.
Oh, it's more the biceps, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then.
I am blushing right now.
Okay. Hmm. Are you eager to learn to handle new materials?
As you say that, she kind of like leans in a little bit, like, depends what you got.
And as you say that, Barbas is gonna turn to you and look at just kind of also lean in, just waiting for your response.
Two people are leaning into Roz's personal space, and Roz is just looking back and forth. That's a very gung ho response, and even from someone who
You got like some
knows,
like unworked like adamantine
like,
or like, what are we talking?
I don't have it. I don't have. Well, I do have something we could work on later, but I was talking about
Okay.
things like, I was talking about things like silver.
Oh,
For
I can work with silver.
hmm.
I
What
mean, like
about black signalum?
you don't want to black signalum. I mean, I've not worked with it before, but I'm interested to try.
All right. Looking back over at Barbas, one other question, and this isn't going to affect the interview in any way, but how would you be willing to teach someone who's never worked with metal before?
That depends.
Are you talking Barbas?
No, this is being asked to Delila here.
Well, that depends. Is the person a little shit that's not actually going to use it for anything? Or are they, like, someone serious about it? And also, can I stand being in a room with them to begin with? I don't like a lot of people.
Ruz gives a shrug. I have no idea how to respond to any of that.
Well, you introduce me to the person, and I'll tell you within, say, like 3 minutes. I'll tell you.
Ruz raises a hand.
Oh, are you the person?
Ruz lowers the hand and nods.
I mean, I
It does-
guess.
This
But, like, oh, like, depends, like, are you serious about it? Or do you want to just know, like, a little bit of things so you can repair your own equipment?
Why have you never told me? Barbas is a little heartbroken, actually, that you've never asked this.
I have asked you this. This is Ruz looking for multiple teachers. Because Ruz doesn't think
you have.
Yeah. And you've said yes. This is Ruz looking for like multiple teachers to teach it because Ruz doesn't.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
there's in-game reasons we can get into it if it ever comes up, but there are reasons.
Was Barbas drunk at the time?
I have no. It's possible.
I don't remember.
I'm
It's
gonna
been
say
so long since-
probably.
yeah. Probably.
Because I don't,
Okay.
I don't remember
that makes
this.
sense. I love it.
So I assume this is one of the times I was not immediately in the call when you guys were role playing, and both of those times you were drunk.
I think you were there, but it was like a 2-sentence done kind of thing.
Could have been.
Getting back on track. Rose thinks for a moment on how to respond to that. I want to learn how to make things more than I wanted to learn how to fight.
Okay. I mean, I guess. I don't know how much time you have to practice, but I can show you the basics, and then figure out what you can learn from there.
Rose nods. This, of course, like I said, this wouldn't have affected the interview in any way. Just
I mean, like, I ain't gonna do it for free. If like you hire me and I'm here doing a job and I'm getting paid, sure. But if you don't hire me and you still want the training, you're gonna have to pay me.
Rose kind of shrugs. I didn't realize that. I didn't think of it being free, but okay.
I'm just saying, like, look, a lot of people, when you're a solo artist who like does their own commissions and stuff, a lot of people come to you looking to get shit for free.
And then
And I gotta eat.
I didn't mistake you for Panton. I don't think he eats.
Okay, what the fuck
Wait.
is he?
I don't know that. You never said anything like that.
You told me he doesn't eat. You told me the plate mail he was wearing was an armor. What the fuck is that guy?
Pretty sure
so
he
we're not
is,
the
to be
only one
honest.
highly suspicious about it.
Ruz tilts the head.
I wasn't suspicious
Wait.
until you told me all this stuff.
This does bring up an excellent point, actually. Let's segue into that point. Speaking of which, how do you handle dealing with new people? Or new situations?
Depends on the person. Okay, I can't promise I won't put... If someone's being an asshole, I can't promise I'm not going to put them in an armbar. But, like, if they're not a dick, fine.
Can you promise that you do? I say out of character.
Absolutely. Nothing would give me greater pleasure.
That's gonna be terrible.
We have different definitions of the word terrible.
This is true. All right.
Yeah, I agree. You need a new definition of terrible. I think it's great.
Oh, guys, wait! We have to get everybody interviewed back because we forgot to ask the most important question.
Ruz kind of looks over at Aroma.
Kettle's not here. She can't ask a question.
Will you be Kettle's friend?
I've never met
Ruz-
this kettle before. I don't know.
Ruz
I've
looks
not met
over.
them.
Ruz looks over to Looks over to Delila. And shakes their head. I think I know the answer. And would break Kettle's heart.
I need to meet Kettle first before I can tell if I'm gonna be their friend or not.
We think
I don't know what this dude
love
looks
Kettle.
like,
They're
or
a
if
lot,
they're a dude,
but-
or
Imagine someone incredibly positive, bouncy, loves shiny things, hoards so much shiny things,
are you friends
and
with a
wants
crow?
to make friends with everyone.
No, they're a cat.
Oh, that's fine. Look, as long as they're not making their shit my problem, or expecting shit of me, I'm fine. The moment you make your shit someone else's problem, out of here. But I don't know. I have to meet him.
Well, I'm out of questions. Unless you have any for us.
Just gonna think for a second. What's the rules on stabbing customers if they're being a dick?
That's for the gods to decide.
It's ill-advised.
I guess, technically you're supposed to let babies stab you.
I'm not letting a baby stab me.
No, you're not
Yeah,
supposed to
he-
let babies stab you. That's the one part Yeria got wrong.
Okay.
How
I'm
would you-
sorry.
There's no way a baby could stab me. I'm
Do you
fucking
think
shredded.
you as a baby could stab you?
No, I'd kick baby me's ass. I'd kick baby me's ass any day.
Barbus gives a bit of a chuckle.
Have you not seen these abs?
Oh, I've seen.
I worked very hard for them.
Noted. You would kick your baby
Asking
version.
me if I could handle baby me.
Hmm.
God, what fucking question is that? I will kick the ass of any baby you put me up against. That is a promise. That is
Ruz's
a Black Hammer promise.
Ruz's eyebrows kind of just go way up at that.
Black Hammer or Bleak Hammer?
Sorry,
Yeah,
Bleak
I think that was
Hammer.
a slip of the tongue.
Blake Hammer. It's a slip. All good.
They're not dissimilar names.
True.
So, you have no qualms with beating up babies?
I don't want to beat a baby. But if you put me in a pit and you say you gotta beat that baby to survive, I'll beat the shit out of that baby. I don't care. I'm not going out looking for babies.
The circumstance too. You know, what if the baby doesn't want to be in the pit and they were thrown in the pit?
Well, it's me or the baby. I don't know that baby.
Ruz
It might
is
be an asshole baby.
I feel like
How about
Ruz.
this?
I feel like Ruz almost has a flashback. Like this doesn't. This doesn't sound like a too dissimilar situation.
I'm not gonna look to beat a baby. But if you give me no other choice, I absolutely can and will beat a baby.
Okay.
I've understood that situation.
I don't know how many baby stabbings you have going on here, but I'll handle it.
If for whatever reason a baby needs to be stabbed, rest assured we'll certainly make the dagger.
Do I get like more money if I'm the resident baby stabber? Is that like a position you guys are looking to fill?
No.
Ruz kind of like looks a little bit
'Cause
trepidatious
I
and
can't
asks,
promise I'll be happy about it. But if there are really babies that really, really need to be stabbed, sure, I guess. I won't be happy about it, but if there's no other choice.
Ruz makes a small note.
Look, I get it. Kids can be assholes too.
Alright, other than that, do any of us have any more questions?
Like, I won't kill the baby,
time out.
but you get what I mean.
What are your
It's
pronouns?
definitely a,
Note to self: if we do hire you, don't put you in the same room as a baby.
Look, I'm not looking to kill the. I'm not seeking babies to hurt. I'm just saying, if I need to hurt a baby, I won't have any qualms about it.
That doesn't improve the quality of the answer.
Okay.
well,
So did you-
don't
you
seem
have a
like
question,
a limp arm hammer
little
breaker
one?
to me, so probably fine.
She looks at you, or what question? What did you ask me? I was distracted by the babies. You there, Vicky?
Oh, right. What are your pronouns?
Oh, I guess she, her. I don't mind they, them, but usually she,
Okay.
her.
Okay.
Alright. And Harvest kind of looks around. He feels like he's been kind of conducting this one. I think that's all the questions we have.
Hmm.
So, we will contact you later.
All right. She kind of slowly starts grabbing the weapons she placed on the table.
Well,
These
no,
are for
Harvest
sale,
will
by the
handle
way,
it.
if you need something. I'm not giving them away, but if you want to pay me,
Shouldn't give good work for free anyway.
no. I mean, look, like, if you're getting something for free, I'm gonna put in a free amount of work into it, which is none. So
Aye.
you can have an imaginary dagger I will describe to you for free. Anything physical, you gotta pay. I'm gonna go figure out what that giant metal man was. She walks out the door.
Good luck.
You hear some chatter with like Vincent like, where the fuck did he go? Huh? I didn't follow him.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I like her.
You'd probably be working with her more than anyone, so that's good.
Yeah, she's rough around the edge, but she
Lucky.
knows what she's doing.
Mhm.
Late. That was the first mark on. If you're not gonna do the job right, why do it at all?
Mm.
But the rest of it looked pretty good.
Rez looks over to Aroma.
Roma's still watching them leave.
Oh, okay. But if I'm being honest, if I'm gonna work with someone, I'm gonna work with someone in weapons and armor. They're more my category here, rather than jeweler. Which nothing against the jeweler. I know a lot of really talented jewelers. Gift.
Wait,
It's
wasn't
a fine craft.
who's a jeweler?
The other one you've not interviewed yet is a jeweler.
Oh,
Don't think we need one. I guess it would make us money. Weapons will make us money too, especially with everyone needing them.
Doesn't
I mean-
hurt to have someone who has a variety of skills we don't share.
yeah.
Especially
True.
for, say, magical rings, I suppose.
You would still need someone to
doesn't say
enchant
they're-
them.
It doesn't say that they know exactly what to do.
Yeah, they can make you like the base item, but then you'd still need to get it enchanted.
I definitely think we should work with someone to enchant stuff later. When we get that structure.
I can tell you what you'd need if you wanted to get a hired enchanter, by the way.
Ooh, yes. I'm actually curious.
You would want to buy the Wizard's Tower, and then you'd have to hire a proper mage. But there are no mages are harder to find. There are none available right now to interview. So
I mean-
we have the necessary funds to hire all the people and then make a wizard's tower?
No. We'd have to hire people, or we'd have to buy the Wizard's Tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much do we have?
you got
2,100.
Ah, gotcha.
Do you still want to interview Avarice, or do you want to just have the details of the new building gone over?
I would kind of want to,
We're running a bit out of time, I think. Like, I feel
Yeah.
bad for not
True.
interviewing them. But I don't think we're gonna hire
interview them. Yeah,
that's fair.
we did a lot.
I think we interviewed everyone we want to hire. And the extras would just be kind of a waste of time. Out of character.
That is fair because I am. I don't. Maybe Everest's personality would shine through. Ruz is very much not interested in all that glamour.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem like something Ruz would like.
Yeah, you
Have
guys
to like shiny things.
That's true.
Yeah.
Shiny.
What time
For
was
the
it, by
most
the
part,
way,
the
in-game?
party. At this point, it's like midday.
Yeah.
You probably have
I'm just curious
if you
I can
wanted
maybe
to
get
do
some training and after this.
yeah, if you wanted to do one more interview, you probably could, but you have a set like appointment time for when Aurelio's gonna come to go over the building stuff, which would be soon.
Oh, okay.
Because he does that the next day with you guys.
Okay. Do
So
you think I would have time to get my training in afterwards? I was curious.
Well, it
Was
depends on
maybe up
if
to
your
Gilbert.
mentor is available. So let me roll real quick.
Your mentor.
I'd say you could get a couple hours of training in.
That will
if
be
you-
what I do with my time afterwards.
Okay. Do you want to roleplay that, or do you want to? Actually, this would be your first session with them, so I would like to roleplay that, but we'll do that at the top of next session. I'll say,
Yeah, we can do that later.
Okay.
or we can do
I-
that in a one-on-one session later. We don't need to
Yeah,
do
when
that.
it's something more.
That's great.
I'm sure we'll have time.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you guys want to just go to a meeting with Aurelio?
Sure.
Okay.
Anyone opposed?
Yeah. I'm gonna be AFK, but you guys can go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, now let's do it.
Aurelio shows up. His usual kind of, well, usually you guys have just met him recently, but his kind of like slightly like constant resting tone expression. He kind of walks up with some blueprints under his arms. Is now a good time to speak?
Ruz gives a stoic thumbs up.
He just goes over to the table and spreads the blueprints out. So you were looking for a expanded guild hall, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So my thought is, I think you would want to have it be a little bit separate from the bulk of the establishment. Give room for some other amenities to go in. I think you probably want a bit of space around the forge. So what I would like to do is this upper hallway, we'll put a door in, and a long hallway that'll lead to a separate building over here, where you will have a slightly more private space. The building itself will be squared out building, a central common area in here, with the externals on this side this side and this side. The outside sides will be where the rooms will go. And then on the far side over here, there will be a small kitchen and washroom built for the use of your guild members. Of course, these are not final blueprints. If you want them somewhere else, I can always move it. I'm just giving you my recommendation as an architect. Additionally, we will be removing the rooms from the upper level. We will, of course, move any items you choose to leave into your appropriate rooms, and we will not do this until the new rooms are ready. And this upper level can be, I suppose, if you want a VIP section for your bar. Could perhaps move the mission board up to that level and have it be exclusive for your guild's members. Or that mission board can be moved into the guild hall.
Be honest,
Do
Russ,
you-
this is a bit more your place.
Ruz is looking at the blueprints and just kind of shrugs. I'm not an architect.
Yeah, but do you like it?
I have no real ability to like or dislike it.
It
Gives a
depends
shrug.
on how you want your place laid out. I will say this second floor hallway we plan on constructing, we will, of course, have to have support beams, but we will leave the area beneath it unobstructed so that it can be built out to a more pleasant outdoor area should you wish. Or we can build additional buildings underneath it later if need be.
Okay. Well, as bit of a Arbus isn't really an architect, but he understands it. I think it makes sense.
If it makes sense to you, then sure.
Arbus is a little upset that Ruz has no strong feelings.
Ruz is the wrong person to.
I understand.
Maybe if she had time.
What strong feelings do you need?
So
Hey, here's Aroma with
there is
strong
going to
feelings.
be a hallway from the second floor, and it's going to be kind of like a suspended bridge hallway that's going to lead to over here. The main building is going to be over here. It's going to be kind of a squared off building. These external sides that face outside the property, the rooms will be set into. The inner portion is going to be a communal area, and then this direction there'll be a washroom and a kitchen built off of it. And then these existing rooms will be removed in favor of a kind of VIP section on the top floor.
So private kitchen for personal stock and distinctly separate from the tavern kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah.
The idea is this whole building is entirely just for the guild members and any employees that may live there as well. Just for the people that live there.
Having anything about the forge would be awful to walk through in summer. I'll say that.
Well, so there, it won't be directly above the forge. The forge is over in this corner over here. The bridge would be over here.
I mean, a forge like that, you're gonna feel the heat regardless, but
Yeah, you're gonna feel an amount of heat, but it's also a floor up from it, and it won't be like you're like sitting right above the forge. It shouldn't generate too much heat for you guys.
Oh, I finally have my. Ooh.
I like it. We're gonna need to hire a gardener or something because this gestures towards the lot is despicable. Waste of land.
It looks-
room. Yeah.
It looks better than where I came from. Ruz says, looking at Aroma.
Aroma doesn't catch that.
Yep,
Aroma turns to Aurelio. Says, "Can you build a really small cave? Or no, just tell us someplace that's like structurally stable and we'll build it."
I can build you a room if that's what you're asking for.
No, we want to be under.
That's can't necessarily be covered in this construction project, but perhaps in a future endeavor.
Okay.
That sounds like a basement.
Can we have a room on the ground floor?
All of these rooms will be on the ground floor. Additional rooms after this we will raise up to additional floors following.
As long as there's a room for us on the ground floor, we're good.
Very well.
Aurelia, how long do you think it will take?
I'd say the full structure will probably take 4 or 5 days. We'll probably have the initial rooms, the initial main building, and probably the first couple of rooms ready within a day or two.
Oh.
It's the kitchen
That's
and the
fast.
washroom will take more of the time. Running plumbing and the proper equipment and getting the proper ventilation takes a bit longer for those, but to throw up the base structure of the rooms and get the floors done, insulation, I'd say 2 or 3 days. Remember, his workforce is all dwarves and gnomes.
Yeah,
Those guys
they're
know how to fucking build.
Yeah. Oh,
How to build quick.
Barbas is aware. All right. I suppose I'll have a room back to.
Well,
That's good.
if all this is to your liking, me and my workers will begin construction in the morning tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Very well. Well, it's been a pleasure. Until the next time we must speak. Again, puts his hand out to shake your hand.
Aroma sniffs it.
He doesn't react.
Who's he trying to shake? Ruz?
Probably Ruz, because Ruz is the one that was mainly talking to him.
Oh,
Razix,
Aroma intercepts that and sniffs it.
He doesn't react.
Raz adjusts you, sort of like just ever so slightly.
Put us down, Rose.
Not even picking you up, just
Just,
slightly,
slightly
nudging you.
moves your nose back a little bit.
What does
Not
he smell like?
not
though?
nose, more like adjusts you by the shoulder.
He smells
Wow.
like a crisp winter breeze.
Then Ruz extends a hand to shake.
He is a winter eladrin, for any curious.
Look,
Shakes your
we
head.
behaved ourselves all day and didn't sniff any.
Roll a deception check. You did sniff somebody.
No. Oh, right. Well,
Yep,
yes. Yes,
you did.
That's true. But like in the greeting sort of way.
Ah.
Or perception check.
Deception.
Oh, deception. What
Well,
am I
so-
deceiving?
Well, because you did sniff somebody.
Well, that was
That's-
just a
Yeah. No, that's fine. You don't
that
have
was
to
a
roll.
forgetting.
Um,
Okay.
But I'll say the sniffing just smells like a crisp winter breeze. Almost kind of like, you know, those like seasonal scents, like, you know, a bit of like pine. There's that like
Yeah.
slight wind sniff of pine that's always on the wind. Maybe a little peppermint.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So it's kind of generally feels wintry, festive.
Yeah, I like it. Aroma. I don't think Aroma would have ever smelled those before,
Yeah.
coming from where they come from.
Oh, if any of you want to roll history or arcana checks on Eladrin at any time, you can feel free to. You probably wouldn't know, Aroma.
Yeah.
Just because he's probably the first Eladrin you've ever met. Well, second, because you met Elton. Elton was a summer Eladrin.
He looks elvish,
Yeah.
and he's a little bit pale.
It looks
got
elvish
kinda like
and
I mean,
icy
I
blue
know
hair.
what Eladrin looked like. I know what Eladrin looked like.
Yeah.
Who is Elton again?
Elton was Kettle's uncle.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Mentor uncle.
Mentor uncle.
Elton Sharpcoat.
Yeah. You've actually
Thor.
met, at this point, you haven't, but the party as a whole have met every single season of Eladrin except for spring.
What was the other one?
I don't remember.
I
I don't remember autumn.
Cyril, who you guys are going to be escorting, and you guys met previously when she came to talk to you after your promotion exam, was a fall Eladrin.
Ah, okay.
It's interesting that there's a lot of Latin here.
Yeah. Eladrin are relatively rare.
Yeah.
Which is why it's
It's
interesting.
not that we've seen a lot of them. It's just that we've kind of bumped into them across the entire continent.
None of you
Well,
have
seeing their
attempted.
origins.
Yeah, none of you have attempted roles during any of these encounters to try to figure out where Eladrin come from or if you know anything about them. Except for
Out of
Vicky just now.
character. Out of character. I don't know the name of this one, but it's the opposite of the Wild Search. I know that much. It's
The
basically.
Feywild.
Feywild.
Oh, so it is called the Feywild.
Yes,
I thought you called it something else.
I do still use the Feywild.
Okay.
I am very familiar with Feywild. I've had to get very familiar with Wild.
I'll say my Feywild is different from usual Feywild.
Yeah.
Yes.
And my
I know.
Eladrin are also different from usual Eladrin.
Ho, 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 ho.
But nobody has made checks for them yet, save for Vicky, who got an 11.
I'll take your hint. What do you want me to roll?
History or Arcana?
Let's
You
go
with
with
advantage, because you are Elven in heritage.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Eladrin are what basically pre-war. The Eladrin were the initial forms of the elves that were brought from the Feywild when this world was first created. There was a schism several years after that, still pre-war. And many of them returned to the Feywild, where there are now still Eladrin. But some of them stayed. And the ones that stayed gradually evolved into the current elves that exist in the world. The winter elves evolved into the drow. Autumn evolved into the wood elves. And then summer evolved into high elves. And spring evolved into the... I don't really have a name for them yet, but basically the elves of Thunderhawk. Are more like seafaring elves. I guess you'd call them like ocean elves. No one's sure why, but every now and then, an Eladrin is born to an elf of the given race for that Eladrin.
Okay.
Which means, in this case, culturally, Cyril is essentially a wood elf. Elton's from the Feywild directly, so he's not culturally connected to the high elves at all. And Aurelio is culturally a drow.
Okay.
Or at least his parents would have been a drow. You don't know if he was raised by drow or not.
That's just like a genetic mutation
Yeah, essentially.
of sorts.
Some sort of
Ancient
trait.
ancestor popping up in the like a more, I'd say it's more along the line of, it's like the ginger gene. It can hide itself for many, 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 many generations, but every now and again it peeks back in. It's just those kind of like recessive genes that can stay hidden for a while before they pop back up in a generation. I've been waiting so long for someone to try to learn that lore.
Yeah, it's very clear. You put a lot into that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry it took this long.
You guys you've met 4 different Eladrin.
I didn't realize Sarah was an Eladrin, honestly. I thought she was a wood elf.
No, not wait. Yeah, no, you met.
Oh wait, are we talking like a government official?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, did I say Cyril? What was her name?
You did say Sarah.
I need to find her name now because I lost it.
Okay, alright.
CL.
CL. Okay. This is what happens when people have the same starting name.
Yeah.
Letter.
CL, there was CL, there was Marshall's apprentice, who was in literally the third mission you guys took, you met in Eladrin.
Winter,
there's-
right?
Yeah, she was Winter. Then there's Aurelio, and now there's Elton. Technically, Elton was before Aurelio. But yeah, so with that, later in the day, Barbas can go off to his lessons, and we can maybe do like a quick one-on-one session to give you a little bit of role play. Just because it's your first session, I want you to get to know your mentor a little bit.
Sure.
That way we don't have to take up everyone else's time during it.
Yeah. Oh, I did want to talk to you a bit about Barbara's family. I thought of some ideas I want to run by you.
Okay.
I know you wanted to get that kind of set in stone.
Yeah. I want to have a good idea of, in case that comes up, I want to have a good idea if we are related to.
Yeah. I don't know if it will, but
For
It
now,
might.
I think we can end the session there for the night.
Awesome.
Everybody say goodbye to YouTube. Nobody said goodbye.
Cut up way hard there.
Everybody say goodbye to
YouTube.
YouTube.
Goodbye, YouTube.
Bye.
Never. YouTube is forever and following us.